welcome to Beverages with Brad. I'm Brad Pierce. We're here in sunny Warwick, Rhode Island. That's why I'm wearing these cool shades, because I'm a cool guy. Just tell me a little bit about, your adventure. I know you have a very unique story, and how that all ties into humor.
I was born with damaged nervous systems, and I could hear things. I just couldn't make it out. I could hear everybody talking, just don't know what they're saying. Wow. So my hearing loss was really noticed in elementary school when I first started public schools. They felt maybe I could be saved with lip reading and speech therapy. And then whatever hearing I did have, it gradually got worse over time. By the time I was 40, you had to write everything down for me. I even lost the sounds that I had. There's people that I grew up with never even knew I had a hearing problem.
Yeah.
That's how well I played the lip reading. So I would take the topic of the conversation, I would take the lip reading and sound and put it all together and be okay. It was like I used to get by, and then gradually it got worse and worse and worse. And going for jobs, that was another thing. I would be overlooked for jobs when I knew I was better than the person they put. And back then, this is before discrimination was a thing. They told me right to my face, because you can't hear.
Wow.
I wouldn't change it for the world, because growing up with that adversity made me stronger. I had humor. I used to use humor as my defense mechanism. It's one thing I like to say. I never wished I could hear. That's the truth. I never wished I could hear, but I always hoped to be accepted. So I would tell street jokes, get people laughing, and I could memorize jokes real easy. It wasn't until I was an adult that it was like maybe that was my defense mechanism to prove to people that I was all right. I was normal. And I hate to say normal. What is normal? I always wanted to do comedy, but I knew it wasn't possible because in stand-up comedy...
That must have hurt.
You have to have vocal variety. You have to gauge the audience, whether they're reacting. It's all about delivery. It's about setup. It's about knowing and that with the hearing loss, you don't have. You just simply don't have it.
That stuff's hard enough for anybody.
It's hard enough to write a joke, but you got to deliver it.
Yeah.
So then fast forward to getting the cochlear implants. Cochlear implants, that's what you see on the side of my head.
I'm not familiar with that. I've never heard of it.
It's an electrode about this long. In the normal hearing, your cochlea has hair fibers in it, and it looks like a wheat field. They're stimulated. In the deaf person, they're just sitting there. This electrode stimulates those. Again.
How long ago did you have the surgery?
40 years old. I was 11 years ago.
How nervous were you going?
I was anxious. I wasn't nervous at all, believe it or not.
You weren't nervous?
Not at all.
Like, let's just do it.
Yeah, let's do it because I had nothing to lose. They run you through this barrage of tests because it's a $60,000 operation, a 5-hour surgery.
Yeah.
So now, one of the tests, and this was pretty cool, was you're in a booth, a soundproof booth with headset on, and the audiologist is behind you, and it's a word test. They'll say a word, you repeat the word. So they would say boat, and I would say flip-flop or something. Something like totally random. I scored 0%. Not one single word right in a 1-hour test. After one single implant, the first implant, 6 months later, I was given the same test. I scored 85% correct.
Wow. The first time you actually want to score 0%. You're shooting for 0.
Yes.
If high school worked like that, I would have been the head of my class.
I had the second ear implanted the following year, and now I have surround sound. That's how I like to call it.
Where you're just like, wait a minute. Are you telling me I can go do stand-up now? Is that how it broke down?
Very, very, very close. So I was at a party, and I was sitting in a lounge chair, and my friend was like, so you think you're funny? And he calls Frank O'Donnell. He happened to be friends with him. So Frank O'Donnell runs a comedy boot camp. So he technically signed me up for the class.
With the dream of someday being a guest on Beverages with Brad. That's where it all started, right?
A comedian is loving the fact that they're getting a laugh. I'm loving the fact that I can hear it.
You can even hear it. You're appreciating things on a whole nother level than the rest of us can.
And I think that's what makes me the person I am today. My
Yeah.
version of success is happy. If I have like shepherd's pie once a week, I'm good. And you know, you hear the cliche, the pursuit of happiness. Guess
I
what?
thought you were going to say, think about it, Brad. You've heard the cliche, the pursuit of shepherd's pie.
Nobody's perfect. We all have some sort of adversity. Will it stop you or will it move you? Will it be your excuse or will it be your fire?